Hello and welcome to Bored and Confused, where I review shows based on two criteria. One, was I bored? Two, was I confused? Today's show is just House of McQueen, which is playing off Broadway. Now, if you're liking these reviews, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me build the channel, and I appreciate it very much. So, today, we're talking about House of McQueen, which is midway through its run at the mansion at Hudson Yards. Now, this show is written by Dara Cloud, and it is directed by Sam Helfrich. And it's produced with the involvement of McQueen's nephew, Gary James McQueen, who served as creative director. It opened in previews in August and officially opened in September and recently extended through November 2nd. Luke Newton from Bridgerton is playing McQueen right now, and then in October, Liam Tam takes over. Now, this play is a non-linear portrait of Alexander McQueen's life, his family, his muse Isabella Blow, and the various men he loved. There's also an exhibit of McQueen's actual designs inside the theater, so you can see some of his fashions up close, which is really a nice bonus. Now, let's start with performances, because that's where the show finds its strongest footing. Luke Newton as McQueen. Now, my impression was a little more measured than some of the glowing reviews he's been receiving. Newton does bring a consistency. You always know who this character is. But I felt that there was a kind of sameness from scene to scene. The emotional pitch didn't really change much, even when the situations did. And I was a little confused about how the play wanted me to read him. For instance, we keep seeing him being beaten up or mocked for being queer, but Newton's mannerisms mostly read as very straight, aside from carrying around a frilly black doll's dress that he made. And was he really beaten up by fellow tailors on Savile Row, who, frankly, in this play seemed a lot poofier than he did? Now, Emily Skinner as Joyce McQueen, his mother, this was one of the most effective parts of the play. When Newton and Skinner were together, I really felt the weight of McQueen's personal story. Skinner balances love, pain, guilt, and warmth, and those moments gave the show its strongest emotional center. But I was often thrown by how these scenes were done as televised interview segments, and the questions that were being asked by the mother to her son didn't always feel connected to the scenes before or after. So instead of deepening the drama, they sometimes interrupted it. Catherine le Frere as Isabella Blow is fantastic. She captures Blow's elegance, eccentricity, and fragility, and whenever she was on stage, I perked up a little bit. There's glamour, but also heartbreak, and you understand why McQueen was drawn to her so deeply. So the performance is pretty solid, sometimes excellent. But that brings me to the structure of the play itself. Was I bored? Yes, and that's because the conflicts in the play felt like they were on a loop. We'd circle back to the same kind of family fights, the same push and pull with Isabella Blow, the same romantic entanglements, but just with a different guy, and it didn't feel like it was building to anything. It just felt like we were on repeat. Was I confused? Yes, again, the play tackles so much of McQueen's life that we never really get enough time to really sit with a character or a relationship. And at a certain point, I just felt everything was blurring together. At the end of the play, 4 characters, his mother, his sister, his muse, and his lover, all stand up and say basically, I loved him, I knew him better than anyone else. And I thought, well, there it is. These are our 5 main characters, including McQueen himself. Focus on those 5 people. Give us a slice of life, not the whole pie. Now, let's talk about design elements. The sound, the music, the projections, those often give the show some real energy. But sometimes the underscoring was in competition with the dialogue, which I didn't love. Still, the projections, the choreographed movement, the fashion, that all worked for me. McQueen was always described as the rock star of fashion. And sitting there, I kept thinking, why isn't this a musical? Because a musical gives you permission to break out of the ordinary, and that's exactly what McQueen did with his designs. I was wondering what the story would feel like if it was told like we were at a rave, or if it was set in an edgy East London bar with a punk and grunge score. If this was a musical, it would force the writer to write us an I Want song, so we'd really understand who Andrew McQueen was and what he wanted. And we'd also get a love duet that would really make it clear of which of his relationships really mattered the most, even if in reality it was messier. Music would allow us to jump from the street to a runway to a flashback seamlessly. McQueen was larger than life, and I could believe him just bursting out into song. And the same goes for Isabella Blow, who's a character that is larger than life, who I can totally see singing. And hey, you've already cast Emily Skinner as the mother, you know? I'm just saying. Now, instead, this play often felt caught between biography and spectacle without fully landing on either. And as for the theater itself, the mansion at Hudson's Yard, I don't know why it's called that, but it's a big, wide space with riser seating. And the sightlines were okay, though I wished it had a steeper rake. And a word of warning, it is very cold in the theater. It felt like a wind tunnel where I was sitting. So bring a jacket. Even if it's 80 degrees outside, you're going to need something to stay warm. Now, if you want to go check out the House of McQueen, there are affordable options for you. There's $45 rush tickets on the TodayDix app, and there's $49 lottery tickets through Lucky Seat. And again, the gallery of McQueen's designs is really worth checking out. So keep that in mind as part of the ticket price, because it's included. McQueen has some good performances, especially Emily Skinner and Catherine le Frere, and some genuinely striking visuals. But I did find myself both bored and confused during the 2+ hours, including intermission, of this play's runtime. Now, with a tighter focus, or maybe doing it as a musical, I think this could have been really something special. But as it is, it's an ambitious experiment that doesn't fully come together. So if you've seen House of McQueen already, or if you see it and you see the new actor playing McQueen, please come back, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the House of McQueen, of House of McQueen. By the way, I love this logo design, really cool. Let me know what you thought, and let's have a discussion about this unusual off-Broadway play.